Hey everybody, thank you so much for being here. My name is Peppa. You probably know me by my artist name, which is Pepallama. I'm here recording this video for you from my wooden house over the Caribbean Sea on the Caribbean side of Panama in a beautiful place called Bocas del Toro. It's an amazing part of the world that brings me a lot of inspiration. So hopefully wherever you're watching from, you're in a location that inspires you as well. So I'm recording this video as a guided introduction to my creative philosophy, which you may know by now is called Curate a Life That Is a Work of Art. And this philosophy is based on my lived experience. And what's my lived experience? Well, so far it's been 44 years on this planet being a human being. And as a 44-year-old, I'm an older millennial. I was born in 1981, and I remember a time before the internet and before we were in such a hyper digital world. And that brings me to our second point, is that I believe it's extremely important as human beings in this modern life that we're living, that we balance analog practices with all the digital stuff that's going on in our world. And when I say analog, what do I mean? I mean getting off the screen, getting off the computer, stopping scrolling, using your hands, getting out in nature, and being present. I've also chosen a non-conventional path in life, and I'm in pursuit of living creatively and authentically, and I hope to inspire you to do the same. I've spent the past 25 years working as a professional artist, and that includes painting 333 murals in 9 countries. I'm passionate about surfing. It's taught me so much in my life. It brings me so much inspiration, and the ocean is one of my biggest teachers. And I also study Taoism, which I've been doing for about 15 years and has been a huge influence on all of my life, but particularly on this creative philosophy. I also stay true to my 5 core values, which is something I really encourage you to do as well. Mine are authenticity, creativity, nature, freedom, and well-being. So my wish is that I can transmute all of my lived experience into helping others like yourself, connecting with your creativity, and curating your own unique life that is a work of art. So, to curate a life that is a work of art, what does this mean? Well, my philosophy is a holistic approach to creative living. And when I say holistic, I mean that we take everything into consideration. Creativity isn't just something that you do, it's who you are, it's how you live. And when I say holistic, I mean that we take mind, body, soul, and environment into consideration when we're making creative choices. This is the foundation for how I live, how I guide, and how I create. So, what is the mind, body, soul, and environmental connection when it comes to creativity? I want you for a moment to perhaps close your eyes and visualize. Imagine yourself as an artist. Imagine yourself as an artist who doesn't just practice your technical skills, whatever those may be, whether you're a painter, a drawer, a drawer. You draw, you write poetry, you play musical instruments, whatever form of your artistic creative expression is, I want you to think about not only practicing those things, but also curating mental, physical, spiritual, and environmental wellness through your choices. Again, creativity isn't just what you do, it's who you are and how you live. So, with your mind, imagine curating your thoughts to move past limiting beliefs and create the life that you want. With your body, treat your body as an instrument of creation, because that's literally what it is. Everything you create comes through your physical body. So nourish, move, and respect its rhythms. Your soul, connect with your deeper purpose. And that's what creativity is all about, because creativity is the truest expression of who you are. And your environment, consider that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state. So start curating it with intention. So, curate a life that is a work of art is also heavily influenced by the Tao, as I mentioned earlier. And what is the Tao? It's a 2,500-year-old wisdom that originated in ancient China, and it's based on a connection to nature, seeking balance, which is the yin and the yang. Even if you're not familiar with Taoism, I'm sure you're familiar with the yin and yang symbol And if you're not familiar with what that represents, it's the balance of seeming opposites, and that both of those opposites need each other to define each other. You wouldn't know light if you didn't have darkness, just as you wouldn't know darkness if you didn't have light. So that's what yin and yang is all about. It's balance and harmony. It's also about embracing cycles, because everything in life is a cycle, and the only constant in life is change. It's also about being in flow with what is. We always want to flow, we never want to force. And that's why, as I said, the ocean is one of my greatest teachers, and the practice of surfing reminds me to do this, to be in flow with everything. It's also about practicing non-attachment to all kinds of things, not just tangible things, but even your own thoughts. And it's also about being present. Taoism teaches us that as human beings, we are part of the natural world, and our own energy follows the cycles that are similar to nature. Some days are meant for being still, being introspective, and being quiet, and that's all about the yin. And other days call for movement, creation, and outward expression, and that's all about the yang. So here's the symbol that I was speaking about, the yin and the yang, and this is my own artistic interpretation of it. And I want you to affirm that life is art and art is life. And you don't see it in this static image, but the yin and the yang symbol is constantly in a cycle. The light and the dark are constantly moving around in a circle and constantly changing. And if you're interested in learning more about Taoist philosophy, I really encourage you to join us in the 365 Tao Book Club, which is the community that I started on my Instagram page. We meet every morning and read a page from the book 365 Tao, discuss it, and journal about it. So, curate a life that is a work of art. What is curating? Well, it's choosing. Whether you realize it or not, you are the artist of your life. Life is art, and art is life. Creativity isn't just something you do, it's who you are and how you live. And you are actively creating your reality through the choices that you make. Every moment, every decision, every relationship, every habit, every thought, and the environment that you're in is a choice. And those choices are the art of curation. So the word curate, when we think about that word, it's usually associated with art galleries and museums. So by definition, it's about intentional choosing. So curating is pretty much a creative word for intentional choosing. So when I say curating your life, you're actually choosing what's in your life. And as the artist of your life, you are curating your reality. It's what you consume, which is your input, and then what you create, which is your output. It's where and how you live. It's where you place your attention. It's how you respond, or you don't. It's who you allow into your inner circle, which is one of the most important things, and what thoughts you entertain and which ones you discard. Life is not happening to you. As an artist, you are curating it, choice by choice. You are the artist of your life. Your life is art, and art is life. Life isn't happening to you, you're curating it, choice by choice. Creativity isn't just something that you do, it's who you are and how you live. And creativity is the truest expression of who you are. And the more you know who you are, the more your life and your creativity are going to flow. And that's what we want. We want to be in flow. You are the artist of your life. Create it by curating your choices. So if you want to learn a little bit more about me and this philosophy, there's a lot of links that are listed here. If you download the PDF version of this, these links are all live. I invite you to visit my website. I invite you to join the 365 Tao Book Club. I invite you to read my blog. I also have a ton of podcasts and interviews and other things on my Linktree. You can follow me on Instagram. And I also have a documentary on YouTube. It's called Being an Artist, Curating a World of Possibility. And that's it. If you're interested, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how this philosophy lands with you. You can contact me and we can discuss it. I'd love to work with you further on this. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen, and I hope that this inspires you to go out and start curating your life like the artist that you are, and curating a life that is a work of art.